Growing up in Switzerland, I did not have the chance to grow up around horses, and I had to move to Maui and turn almost 50 until I finally had the chance to have contact with horses on a regular basis. So I'm riding horses, I do groundwork with horses, and I do bodywork with horses, and often I wonder what would have been if I would have 35 years more experience. I could have learned all that as a kid. But lately I realize it's maybe not that bad that I have to start from scratch here, that I don't have all the experience, I don't have all the knowledge what you are supposed to do with your horse. I come in with a more curious mind, I come in with a lot of compassion and connection, and I come in with all my intuitive abilities and skills which I learned over the past 25 years with my work as a craniosacral osteopath for humans. And I feel like it's maybe not the worst to first work on yourself and come to a place of connection and then go into the horse world. So I am not a professional rider. I cannot handle bucking horses. My body is over 50, so I don't bounce off the floor that easily. So I need the horse to like me. I need the horse to connect with me, to allow me to sit on its back, and I'm not fighting and I'm not struggling with the horses. I often see people riding horses which are a little bit above their skill level. They're fast and they don't want to stop and they're a little bit edgy. And then people go in the round pen and chase their horses around with cracking whips and make them tired before they get on them. And that is something which just not sit with me, right? I always wonder, why would you chase a fight and flight animal around in a round pen, and you're not going to get tired in 10-15 minutes. You just get it emotionally exhausted and you shut down its nervous system, and I don't think you make it any more safe than what it was already from the beginning. Today I decided I'm just going to try my intuitive approach without really knowing what I'm planning and see how that would work in order to calm down a horse which is very fast and hyper and active. I hope that video inspires you to try to find that connection with your horse and to explore other options of calming down your horse than chasing it around in a round pen. So this is Shadow. He is half quarter horse, half Arabian, and you can see that he has plenty energy. When I went with him into the round pen, he just started running around. I didn't really ask him to do much. I wanted to walk him a little bit, and he just kept going. He's a very nice horse. Has a little bit of pushy side. You can see that he at one point tries to push into my space. I just kind of tried to defend myself because it's a little too fast for my taste, and he just kept running. And I just tried to calm him with voice. I did as minimal movements as I could, tried to get out of his way and kind of take all the pressure away from him. And it took quite a while for him to slow down. He couldn't find just a slow trot or a walk. He just would abruptly stop or canter. He's a very responsive horse, and he reacts very immediately to flexion, and he throws his head up a little bit when you ask him to canter. So I started working on his neck, and that improved a lot. And here I'm just trying to give him a moment to find some peace. You see also that he's mostly looking outside. His focus is outside of the arena, and it takes a moment for him to get all his energy out and come to me into the center. So I did not really ask him to canter or to go that fast. So it took him that long to kind of calm down and relax his nervous system. So I did not chase him around to make him sweat or make him tired. I was just standing in the middle, hoping he would slow down and find some peace and quiet in the presence here together with me. So I started exploring his body gently, sensing for tension, watching his reactions to my touch,
And then I kind of decided to start working on the head, because that's his main issue. He has that head shaking when you canter, and I also found that he gives me some reaction when I just ask him for a lateral bend in standing. So I know that his cervical vertebrae are challenging for him, and bending to the left is easy, bending to the right is really hard for him. So I started by tuning into the poll, into the first vertebra, the atlas and the occiput, and allowing him to focus more inside of himself. I realized that the space between his atlas and the jaw on the right side is more narrow than on the left, so I kind of allow him to find some relaxation there and try to create some space. And he is obviously releasing, not minding at all my work on his jaw. I roughly worked like 15 minutes on him, and then I decided that he was calm enough, and I asked him with gentle encouragements to go into a trot, and he slowed back down as soon as I took the pressure off. Before that did not work at all. He just kept going, and like here, when he tries to come a little bit too close into my space and I ask him to go more on the outside of the arena, he does not run off and does not go into a panic mode. So I give him the chance to stay quiet and still, but then I encourage him again to walk and trot and slow back down and walk and trot. And you can also see that his attention is more focused on me, is more inward than it was before. He's not looking out into the arena. But I have to say that's also his better side in that part of the footage. But in my opinion, a totally different horse with a totally different energy, and I feel that's a nice way of calming down your horse and making sure he is listening to you better when you go into the arena and ride it.